I'm Gwen Griffin, the Executive Director of Old World Foundation, and today I'm here with Rosanne McGuire. Rosanne is the current chair of the Board of Trustees for Old World Foundation, and she's been serving on our board since 2018. So thanks for joining me today, Rosanne.
Thank you, Gwen. It's a pleasure to be here.
Old World Foundation is actually an independent nonprofit that supports projects and programs at Old World, Wisconsin, and we are guided by a volunteer board. So, Rosanne, why don't you tell us a little more about yourself?
Yeah, I work for Blessings in a Backpack, which is a national nonprofit that sends food home on the weekend to low-income children. And this type of mission-based organization has really guided most of my career. I did start out as a radio news reporter and anchor, and then stayed home for many years raising 4 children. And I was very involved with youth serving organizations as they grew up. I've also served on various local boards, Tempo, Waukesha, the National Alliance of Mental Illness, the Waukesha chapter, and the Mukwonago Education Foundation.
Very good. Yes, you have come to us with a lot of experience, and we appreciate that. What made you decide to apply to become a trustee of Old World Foundation?
Oh, I've always been a fan of Old World, Wisconsin. It's such a magical place that just transports us back in time. It's a type of museum I would make plans to visit on a vacation, and here it is right down the road. My parents were business owners, so we never had the opportunity to go on many long vacations, but we often spent Sundays in the summertime driving to Wisconsin's historic attractions. Those that were drivable from our home in Mukwonago. That included stopping at every historic marker along the way. And when an opportunity came up to apply for a position on the board of trustees for Old World Foundation, I didn't hesitate.
Great. So why do you support Old World Wisconsin through our foundation?
Well, I enjoy helping the foundation strategize on ways to increase stakeholder experience and engagement. We're always trying to expand and diversify our circle of supporters and trustees, and being able to tell potential friends of Old World Foundation that the money that they are donating is going directly to support historic preservation, education, the gardens, and the animals, areas that the state needs help with provides a very strong message to deliver to a potential donor. They know where their money is going and what it's going for.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So speaking of projects and programs, is there a particular project or program that Old World Foundation has funded for Old World Wisconsin since you've been on the board that makes you especially proud?
Yeah, there are so many, but the contribution the foundation has been able to provide to the brew house is probably the most obvious, being the newest attraction at Old World, Wisconsin, paying for the interior furnishings, and of course, donating the beer delivery truck this past summer. That will be, I think, a very visible, shining example of a look back in history is a big hit. During the pandemic, as the Old World staff developed virtual programming for children's education, we were able to provide free virtual field trips to classrooms. My grandson was actually able to study the difference between today's Hmong immigration and that of Scandinavian immigrants in the 1800s. The repainting of Clausing Barn, which was a huge project, was very impactful. The barn, which has hosted so many weddings, is one of really the most memorable buildings for visitors. And it looks fantastic. Sponsoring Home for the Holidays, taking my grandchildren there each holiday season and creating memories for them. I love that event. I'm sure my 7-year-old granddaughter, Nora, will never forget Crumpus coaxing her, Nora, Nora, come here. And she's clinging to my side and not moving. Those are just memories that I think she'll always treasure, and I certainly will.
Yeah. It's certainly a magical place. Several of the projects that you mentioned were projects that were part of the Chair's Challenge in the past. So as chair of our board, you have the opportunity to choose a project or program to highlight this year that will be the focus of our fundraising efforts. And it's called our Chair's Challenge because you're challenging our donors to raise money, I guess, for the initiative. Those who donate to that cause at a certain level are invited to the celebration at Old World, Wisconsin, to thank those donors for their gifts. And this year, the celebration, which is called our Sunset Soiree, will be held on August 20th. So, Rosanne, what is your Chair's Challenge this year?
Well, this year we would like to raise $35,000 to help refurnish the interior of the tavern that will complement the brew house and the upcoming beer garden that will be at Old World. Seeing the old tavern in its state now and watching it be restored to a post-prohibition era gathering spot is really going to be a fantastic experience for our board, the foundation donors, and for Old World visitors. I feel so lucky to be on the board during the time when an acquisition was made, and to watch this come back to life. And I hope our donors feel the same way. Well, every contribution is helpful. Those that give $250 will receive 2 free tickets to our thank you event, Sunset Soiree, on August 20th, as Gwen mentioned. The evening will feature delicious appetizers and refreshments, and will all take place in and around the brew house and on the green this year. So it'll be a great way to really be able to mingle with all in attendance. Those that donate even more, $500, will be treated to a special VIP event a little earlier in the evening. The campaign is now underway. We're kicking it off, and it will run until August 5th, again with Sunset Soiree happening on August 20th. A wonderful thank you event for all of our donors who will make this possible.
Yeah, it's a special evening to be at Old World. Not too many people get that opportunity to be there in the evening and watch the sunset and experience a beautiful summer's evening there. So
There's something
we're
about
looking forward.
Twilight. There's something about Twilight on the property that I've used the word magical several times, but that's how I feel about it. It's just so awesome.
Yeah, it really is. And to be in the brew house, which has that wall of windows that faces west. So to see the sunset, yeah, it'll be really special, special evening. So wonderful. Yes, so we're excited to be kicking off the campaign. Is there anything else that you'd like to mention?
Well, the donations I make to the Old World Foundation are really my way of honoring my ancestors, the German, Norwegian, and Canadian Irish immigrants from my family who found their way to Wisconsin, either to a farm near Door County or to an orphanage in Milwaukee or a boarding house in Milwaukee or a new citizen in a World War I uniform, all part of my grandparents' history. I'm hoping more people will view the foundation as a way to make sure their family's immigrant or Indigenous experience is honored. I look forward to helping expand more areas, in particular the Pleasant Ridge area, which tells the tale of an integrated white and African-American community near the Driftless region. I'm fascinated by that whole story, and I'm hoping we can take advantage of more technology on the grounds so we can tell the story of Old World in a really interactive fashion with visitors. Experience is what it's all about. So I just look forward to bigger and better things happening at the museum.
Yeah, the next few years will be really exciting, like you said, as new projects happen and programs are brought in. So we of course want to encourage people who haven't been there in a couple of years or more to come back, because there's lots of new stuff.
I always say it's changed since your child's 4th grade field trip.
Right, right, for sure. Well, thank you, Rosanne. We're grateful to have your leadership on our board. And each month we plan to introduce one of our trustees. So we ask people to stay tuned for that. And for more information on Old World Foundation or on our fundraiser, please visit our website at oldworldfoundation.org. We try to constantly provide new information and keep that updated so that we can share all the exciting things happening at Old World Wisconsin. So until next time, we will say goodbye and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.